It's Thursday, December 4th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, the Premier of Nova Scotia is calling for an investigation into how a major power utility has handled a cyber attack. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And a food forecast. Dalhousie University's report, which predicts just how much we'll pay for food next year, it gets released today. We'll speak with the study's lead author in our 7 o'clock hour.
Plus, hot toys for young kids. Toy expert Patty Sullivan will join us with some of the top toys for the preschool set. All that and more is coming up on the Thursday edition of CTV Your Morning Atlantic.
On 6:01, it's Thursday, December 4th already. We're joined today by Stephanie Seacos, filling in for Latavia. Great to see you, Steph.
Great to see you, too. Happy to be here this morning.
So happy to have you here. We were just chatting about getting into the Christmas spirit, and if you're like me, and it's just you're slower to get into it this year. I'm not quite there. Don't have any really decorations up yet, but it's still early. Yes. But you too, that's not the problem for you. You're there.
Yes, oh, definitely. My tree's been up for weeks now. I think part of it, too, usually I like to have Christmas decorations up nice and early to enjoy it as long as possible. Yeah. But we're also going to Ontario for Christmas this year, my husband and I. So we're not going to be home for Christmas. So I wanted to enjoy the tree being there as long as possible.
Well, I don't blame you.
Yeah, we could tell us about your house of many trees.
The house of... House of many trees, indeed. Yes, we have our main tree up. We only put it up this past weekend, but I've been slowly putting out Christmas decorations for a number of weeks now, starting with some plates, dining sets, that kind of thing. But yes, I'm trying to fill up our house in every room with like at least a little tree or something. Yes, that's a goal. Very fortunate to have storage space, but I'm with you. I want to enjoy it as much as I can. And you typically use real Christmas trees, correct?
Yes, yeah. It's going to get all put, hopefully this weekend. In any case, Mother Nature did some decorating, if you want to call it that yesterday.
Yes, we had some snow across the region. We had rain. We had a little bit of everything for most areas. Here's a live look this morning at Charlottetown, looking a little frigid there to start the day. You can see the snow on the ground thanks to Mother Nature. We will be seeing some more showers, more flurries as we head through the day today, and then the temperature is going to begin to really fall as we head into the later afternoon and evening hours. As for right now, the -3 in Charlottetown, -6 in Fredericton, -2 in Halifax, and 0 at this hour in St. John's. As for that cloud cover and precipitation, we'll begin to see some flurries popping up later into the morning and around the noon hour for many areas across the Maritime region. We'll be seeing some snow building more so tomorrow for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Some flurries expected, though, for today. As for those winds, they are on the lighter side this morning, generally from the south and the southwest. We will see the winds, though, picking up through the afternoon from the south at this hour. No gusts reported, and the winds will change direction later on to bring in some colder air. As for that visibility at this hour, it is looking quite good across the region, and we could be seeing some reduced visibility as these flurries move into the region. That's a look at the weather. Now we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you so much. And as Stephanie mentioned, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Atlantic Canada starting today, while other regions begin to shake off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Cobequid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as our CMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably, just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
And by the afternoon, traffic was moving again. In Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway, but there were no serious injuries. As mentioned, a cold front moving in today will bring more snow starting late morning and ending early in the evening with another 5 centimeters of snow expected. Stephanie will have more details in the full forecast after our next break. Weather also impacting ferry crossings in our region again. All regular Marine Atlantic sailings between Cape Breton and Newfoundland are canceled for today and tomorrow due to the weather. Meantime, Northumberland Ferries warns between PEI and Nova Scotia that service may be delayed or canceled today. And the Fundy Rose will depart Digby earlier than normal. It will now leave Nova Scotia at 2 p.m. Police in New Brunswick say a 46-year-old man is dead after a collision between an SUV and a transport truck in Dalhousie Junction. RCMP say the driver of an SUV is believed to have veered over the center line on Route 11 on Monday. Police say the SUV then collided head-on with a transport truck. The driver, who was the only person in the SUV, died at the scene. The driver of the truck had minor injuries. Nova Scotia's premier is calling for a formal investigation into how the province's power utility is handling customer billing in the wake of that massive cyber attack back in March. Since then, the company can no longer trust the usage data it receives from hundreds of thousands of smart meters, so it's estimating bills until it can get around to manually reading all of them. The result has been inflated estimates, consecutive charges, and other problems. Yesterday, the premier, who is in Boston, released a letter to the Energy Board arguing customers shouldn't be paying for NSP's failures. Among other things, he wants opinions on the fairness and legality of the current billing process, whether the company ought to be providing financial relief or whether it should face financial penalties for all of this. Now, at the same time, NDP leader Claudia Chender also calling for government intervention and even offered up some potential solutions.
One very simple suggestion that many people have had is, why doesn't Nova Scotia Power just bill people what they paid last year, right? Like, if we're estimating, that would seem to be the best estimate. Now, Nova Scotia Power said that for some reason that they couldn't clarify, they can't do that. Well, let's let government look into whether or not they can do that and whether government could help them to be able to do that.
Houston's letter is strongly worded. Houston writes, "This is an incredibly serious issue. It's not lost on me or the board that knowingly overbilling would constitute regulatory fraud, and misreporting revenue to the markets is a form of securities fraud." There's been no official response from the board, but Houston says he wants the matter to be top priority. A New Brunswick Green MLA says she has proof that politics has played a part in which ridings get more money for road work. Megan Minton released scores of documents dating back to 2018 obtained under an access to information request. Among them, information noting the riding of Shippagan-Lamec-Miscou got more than $200,000 in roadwork funding in 2019. At the time, the riding was represented by PC MLA Robert Gauvin. When he resigned from the cabinet in 2020, the budget dropped to $50,000.
I'm not the only New Brunswicker that had a feeling that things weren't fair, but now that we have the numbers, it's quite upsetting to see politics being played with people's safety.
Imagine my shock when I see that my predecessor, the minister before me, actually had $1 million, over $1 million in his county project money. I mean, that was just ridiculous to me, and it stood out like a sore thumb. And so I talked to staff and I said, we need to do something because this is going to come out.
Interim PC leader Glenn Savoy says he believes the funding was based on need. Finally, researchers have confirmed the first sighting this season of a North Atlantic right whale and its new calf. Take a look. You can kind of see it over there to the left of the photo. So the North Atlantic Right Whale Consortium says the pair were detected visually and with acoustic gear over the weekend. Now, at one point, they were seen off the coast of South Carolina. The consortium's most recent population estimate shows a small increase in the population to 384 whales, so still work to be done. I want to let you know what the mom's name is. Her name is Champagne. She's 17 years old, and this is her second documented calf.
Her how many? Second?
Second.
Okay.
Documented.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that they know of. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Champagne and the babies.
That
spotted
is
on camera.
Definitely something worth popping bubbly over. Very good news.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, guess what? There's a new phone out there now, and it's really different.
Okay.
Samsung has unveiled its first multi-folding smartphone. Check it out. The Galaxy Z Trifold unfolds into a 10-inch display using 3 panels, and it's 25% larger than its latest foldable model. The latest device also has the company's largest battery and supports super fast charging that can power it up in 50% less than 30 minutes. The new phone sells for about $3,400. So what do you think? It reminds me of like a menu at a restaurant.
Yes, I'm just picturing you have now 3 times as many screens you can crack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What happens if you drop one and only one cracks? And
Right?
does the whole phone still
How do you,
work?
like, can you put that in your pocket? I guess if you're wearing like a very large pocketed garment.
And what does the foam protector look like? And then how much does that cost?
How much, and then do you slip the whole thing in? Is there like, there are so many unanswered questions.
Many questions, Samsung.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, still ahead. If you're wondering what's up, I've got the answer. A first look at your national and international news headlines on this Thursday, and Stephanie has our first full look at the forecast, and it is going to be a cold one. Very quiet on the Halifax waterfront this morning. You love the little snowflake projector we're seeing on the wave. The forecast is coming up next.
There's a live look this morning at St. John's, Newfoundland, where it is currently 0. And it is about 6:13 right now in the Halifax area, close to 6:45 in St. John's right now. We are seeing a bit of a gray start to the day for many areas. We'll be seeing some flurries, some showers popping up across much of Atlantic Canada this morning. And weather today is brought to you by ALC.ca. As for those current conditions, -2 right now in Halifax, -6 in Fredericton, and -3 at this hour in Charlottetown. We do have a number of statements, watches, and warnings in effect just remaining still from yesterday, and with some more snowfall expected for some areas. First, we do have a coastal flooding statement. This is in effect for Yarmouth and Digby counties. This is for near high tide this morning around 9:30 a.m. We could see some minor flooding possible with this. We do also have a cold warning in effect for parts of northwestern New Brunswick this morning. This is for the overnight hours. Wind chills expected between -30 to -33. Also a wind warning in effect into parts of Cape Breton. That is for Friday. Winds gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour. And also a snow squall watch in effect. That is for Kings County in PEI, as well as parts of Nova Scotia. Even the areas covered in that wind warning in Cape Breton, that is also under the snow squelch. We could see about 15 to 25 centimeters of snowfall. Also dealing with a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador for tomorrow. That's about 15 to 20 centimeters expected there. Snow squall watch also in effect for some coastal areas on the west coast. We'll see those winds gusting between northwest 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. Snow about 10 to 15 centimeters. There is also a wind warning. This is again for tomorrow. Gusts up to 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. So with this precipitation, we'll be seeing some showers, some flurries popping up throughout the day today. This will continue into the evening hours as well, and then eventually begin to clear out as we head toward midnight. And for that precipitation, just some trace amounts generally, and when it comes to the rainfall across much of the region today, same goes for Newfoundland, just some trace amounts here as well. As for that snowfall, again, more so on the trace side just because it is flurries. We could see some higher snowfall amounts, though, for Cape Breton, where we do have that snow squall watch in effect. And we do have some snowfall totals expected as well as we head into the early hours Friday. For today, though, highs in New Brunswick between about -3 up to +4. Some showers and flurries throughout much of the day today. For Prince Edward Island, we'll see those highs between 2 and 4 degrees. That mix of showers turning over to flurries, especially as the temperature cools down through the evening hours. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia today, highs between 3 to 6 degrees. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, we'll see highs between 4 and 7. Temperature really falling off, though, tonight and into tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. We'll see those showers turning over to flurries. For Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll see periods of snow through Labrador and some flurries expected in Newfoundland. Those highs today between -9 to +1. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. Pilots at Air Transat have voted to go on strike if a deal can't be reached with the airline. The Airline Pilots Association said pilots voted 99% in favor of a strike. Contract talks began back in January. A 21-day cooling off period ends on December 10th. At that point, the airline's 700 pilots can walk off the job, or management can impose a lockout. Air Transat has struggled amid stiff competition for vacation destinations and a large debt burden. It's also dealing with engine recalls that have grounded 4 of its 43 planes. Fallout continues after Prime Minister Mark Carney signed a deal with Alberta that paves the way for a pipeline to BC. Liberal MP Stephen Guilbeault stepped down as cabinet minister last week because of that deal. In an interview on CTV's Power Play, he says he is in profound disagreement with how Carney is moving forward on climate change.
I think that my government needs to be honest with Canadians, with the rollbacks that we've seen over the past few months on different climate change measures that have been adopted over the years by me and some of my predecessors. It is impossible to see how we achieve our 2030 targets.
Guilbeault says the math doesn't add up and climate targets for 2030 are impossible to reach. A doctor who pleaded guilty to selling Friends star Matthew Perry ketamine has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. ALA judge handed down the prison sentence plus 2 years of probation for the 44-year-old doctor yesterday. He admitted to illegally selling ketamine to Perry, knowing he was a struggling addict. However, the ketamine that killed Perry was not provided by the physician. He is the first to be sentenced of the 5 defendants who have pleaded guilty in connection to Perry's death. Donald Trump says he's not sure what the future holds for the trade agreement between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico.
It expires in about a year, and we'll either let it expire or we'll maybe work out another deal with Mexico and Canada.
Public hearings are underway in Washington this week ahead of the formal review of the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, also known as CUSMA, in July. U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs are to blame for Algoma Steel's decision to lay off 1,000 workers in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario this week. It is news that has people and businesses bracing for impact. But across the border, many in Sault Ste. Marie Many across the border say the tariffs are hurting their community in Michigan as well. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario is technically a city, but people who live here say it's more like a small town.
I've been seeing anxiety in a lot of people's eyes for a long while now.
Dan Trevisanute knows his neighbors are hurting, and so he's discounting haircuts and beard trims for Algoma workers impacted by Monday's layoff announcement.
It's the least I can do, and a little bit of affordability to offer these people dignity, because they'll be looking for jobs, and there'll be a lot of people just going to be in a bad way.
1,000 people are set to lose their jobs, a direct impact, the company says, of Donald Trump's tariffs. Tariffs that are hurting people on the other side of the St. Mary's River in Sault, Michigan.
Definitely, there's been a pinch.
Jennifer Riatoir has owned the mole hole for more than a decade, but in the last year, she's watched as tariffs have squeezed her margins.
Some of our vendors do try as well to absorb it for a while, but ultimately they pass it on to us. We absorb what we can, but we also can't absorb everything. There's just not enough room for it, and so everybody pays for tariffs.
While tariffs are most acutely felt on imported hard goods, prices have also risen at the grocery store.
Everything is going higher, and we're doing okay, but I think there's a lot less fortunate people that have to really struggle.
Back across the border, there are concerns about the impact the Algoma layoffs will have on the broader community. At Peter Ma's normally busy restaurant, this week has been extremely slow.
This is a steel town, and everything is based on Algoma steel. So if we're laying off 1,000 people, that's a big number of people. You know, we only have 72,000 people here.
The Algoma layoffs don't go into effect until March 23rd, giving affected employees a little less than 4 months to find a new job.
CTV's Heather Wright reporting in Michigan. A quick break now. When we return, we'll have your messy moment from our colleagues over at TSN. CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
hoist to the old Grey Cup. And speaking of sports, it's time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we are off to Milwaukee, where the Bucks are hosting the Pistons. Miles Turner just going at the rim, throws one down. He woke up this morning and he chose some violence. A huge slam for the Bucks center.
Put some hot sauce on that beef.
Puts Isaiah Stewart. Tried to block him. Instead, he ends up on the wrong side of that one. It's your must-see moment from Wednesday. And coming up tonight on TSN, we kick off Week 14 in the NFL. We got the Cowboys and Lions going head-to-head. Coverage for that one gets underway at 7 Eastern at 4 Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Royal Bank is reporting a $5.4 billion profit for its latest quarter. That's a 29% jump year over year. The bank did well in capital markets and wealth management. And the CEO says it's keeping goals modest since CUSMA hasn't been renegotiated yet and the economy hasn't normalized. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.68. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.95. Western Canadian Select is down to 45.35, and the TSX gained 111 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Now for a look at your 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. So today we'll see those showers and flurries popping up through the day, really changing over to flurries, though, as we head toward the evening hours. Because the temperature is falling quite significantly, low tonight of -17. Again, there is that cold warning for northwestern areas. For tomorrow, high around -8, so very cold still. But we will see that sunshine returning, and then Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, high of -4. For Nova Scotia, we will see those flurries and showers for much of the day today. Again, getting cold tonight, -13 will be the low. Feeling cooler once you factor in that wind chill. For tomorrow, still on the colder side, -5 will be the high, -8 overnight. Then Saturday, some cloudier conditions, but the temperature will climb back up slightly to -1. And for Prince Edward Island, we'll see that low getting down to -13 tonight, so quite cold. -6 will be your high tomorrow with that sunshine. And then into Saturday, a high of -4. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us.
Just ahead on this Thursday, the Move Morning Chat. Today, we're throwing it way back to childhood and talking about our favorite Christmas toys. We want you to weigh in on your Morning Atlantic. Oh, I think I know whose this might be.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. It is December the 4th, and it's looking like December out there for many parts of the region. We have Stephanie Sikos in for Latavia this morning, and it sounds like, okay, we had a bunch of snow for a number of communities. Now we've got really cold weather coming in.
Yeah, today it's almost a little bit of a break before that cold weather really sets in as we head into the afternoon and the evening hours tonight. So not much of a rest from that snowfall yesterday. We're really just kind of dipping into this winter weather left and right. Live look at Moncton this morning. Looking a little chilly out there. We have that snow on the ground here as well. We'll be seeing some showers and some flurries there as we get through the day today. Right now in Moncton, it is -5, -6 at this hour in Fredericton, -2 in Halifax, -2 in Charlottetown as well, and 0 right now in St. John's. As for that precipitation, we'll be seeing some flurries and some showers building as we head through the morning and into the afternoon hours, really turning over to that flurry weather, though, as we head into the evening as the temperature falls quite significantly. That cold weather will be sticking around into tomorrow and the weekend as well. As for those winds, right now, fairly calm across the region. We'll be seeing them picking up slightly as we head into the afternoon, generally from the southwest for today, but changing over to that northerly direction through the evening hours and into Friday. So bring in that colder air as well. Gusts at this hour, none are reported. So again, quite calm out there this morning when we are factoring those winds. As for visibility, quite good across the region right now. We're seeing some reduced visibility through the Edmundston area, just with some flurries popping up there. But otherwise, a good start to the day if you are getting ready to hit the road. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. And if you use a ferry, it is worth noting that the weather is impacting some ferry crossings in our region again. All regular Marine Atlantic sailings between Cape Breton and Newfoundland are canceled for today and tomorrow due to weather. Meantime, Northumberland Ferries warns that the service between PEI and Nova Scotia may be delayed or canceled today, so do keep an eye on that. And the Fundy Rose will depart Digby earlier than normal. It will now leave Nova Scotia at 2 p.m. And as Stephanie mentioned, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Atlantic Canada later today, while other regions begin to shake off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Copquid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as RCMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably, just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
Now, by the afternoon, traffic was moving again. In Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway, but there were no serious injuries. As mentioned, a cold front moving in today will bring more snow starting late morning and ending early in the evening with another 5 centimeters of snow expected. Steph will have more details in the full forecast. To other news of the morning, a 16-year-old Halifax boy who pleaded guilty to 8 weapons charges has received a 4-month deferred custody order after making threats against Citadel High School. The decision was handed down yesterday. The boy admitted he was depressed and obsessed with the Columbine shooting. He told a crisis hotline worker he planned to shoot students before turning the gun on himself. Prosecutors say the case was unprecedented around here.
Well, it's unique because it just never happens very often. And that's as simple as it gets. And I know that's a simplistic answer, but this type of case, you know, I've been at Crown for 20 years and I've never had one like it before.
The teen must remain under the supervision of his parent, stay away from the high school and weapons. He also has an overnight curfew from 6 to 6 every day. The sexual assault case involving Mike Smith of Trailer Park Boys fame returns to court in late January. A lawyer for the Nova Scotia-born actor appeared in Dartmouth court yesterday morning and told the judge he's waiting for outstanding disclosure. Smith was charged on October 2nd in an alleged sexual assault from December 2017 involving a female complainant. The 53-year-old is best known for playing Bubbles on the television show Trailer Park Boys. The case returns to court next month. A decades-old part of the NBX in Fredericton is coming down.
It is taking up space on the ground that is fairly valuable, and we can use it for other reasons during some of our larger outdoor events.
The executive director of the NBX says the organization is complying with an order from the city to take the grandstand down, citing safety concerns. The grandstand has been boarded off since 2017. Meantime, the property's future is still up in the air. Back in September, City Council voted to take control of the 30-acre property, stating the grounds were needed for housing and a new school. A long-standing lease between the city and NBX is set to expire in 2031. Finally, Canadians will learn who our men's soccer team will face at the upcoming World Cup tomorrow. MP and Olympic gold medalist Adam Van Koeverden, Canada's Secretary of State for Sport and FIFA Sherpa for the tournament, spoke about the upcoming draw and the country's priorities ahead of the competition.
I am very excited to go down to Washington, D.C. with the Prime Minister on Friday to attend the draw for FIFA so we can determine which countries will be competing where. It's an exciting time for our country hosting the world's biggest event next year. First and primary concern is safety and security and making sure that it is a huge success and making sure that everybody that attends, from the players and the coaches all the way down to the fans and people who will be in the fan fests enjoying the public viewing areas that will be set up, that it's safe and secure and that it's fun, because that's what it's all about.
And you can catch the World Cup draw on Friday morning on TSN. Coverage kicks off at 11 o'clock Atlantic, with the draw taking place at 1 p.m. Atlantic. And CTV's Paul Hollingsworth will be reporting from there as well.
Very exciting.
Really exciting.
Well, big news for sports fans, too. The headliners have been announced for the 2026 Desjardins Sports Charity Dinner in Halifax next April. Who's coming? Remember that bat flip? Folks won't forget it. The bat flip heard around the world. Jose Bautista is set to come to Halifax for that dinner that supports the Canadian Progress Club Halifax Charities. Joining Joey Bass are a couple of other familiar faces. Yeah, Bret the Hitman Hart will also headline the dinner, which is big news for fans of pro wrestling. Hart was inducted into the WWF Hall of Fame back in 2006. And here we go, one more. Newly inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame, Jennifer Botterill will also take the stage on Thursday, April 16th. Botterill is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist and a 5-time world champion. She's also a sports broadcaster. Tickets for the 2026 Desjardins Sports Charity Dinner are on sale right now. We have a link on our website if you want to check it out. But yeah, a lot of people excited about Jose Bautista. By a lot of people, I mean Suzette Belliveau.
Oh, yes, Suzette Belliveau for sure. And also, what a time for him to be on after the Jays just made it to the World Series, too. Incredible. Still ahead on the show, your entertainment headlines. But coming up next, it is the Move Morning Chat. So today we want to know, was there a Christmas toy that really stands out from your childhood? We want to hear your stories, and we will share ours coming up next.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. There is a live look at Halls Harbor, Nova Scotia, where it is currently +1 to start out the day, so quite chilly across the region. And we'll see the temperature warm up a little bit as we head into the afternoon today, but then dropping back down significantly as we head into the evening hours tonight. As for those current conditions, right now in Halifax, it's -2, -6 right now in Fredericton. -2 in Charlottetown and 0 at this hour in St. John's. We do have a number of statements, watches, and warnings in effect, so we will start off with those statements that is in for Yarmouth and Digby counties this morning. Some coastal flooding is possible. We could see some minor flooding around high tide, which is 9:30 a.m. We also have we have a cold warning in effect for parts of northwestern New Brunswick. That is for the overnight hours tonight. Wind chills expected between -30 to -33, so just be very mindful of those cold temperatures. We also have a wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton. That is for tomorrow, winds gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour. Snow squall watch also in effect. That is for tonight into Friday afternoon. That's for parts of Nova Scotia, into Cape Breton as well, and into Kings County and Prince Edward Island. We'll see about 15 to 25 centimeters. That's what's possible with this system. We do also have a few warnings and watches in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning. These are actually for tomorrow, so we'll see a snowfall warning in effect. That is for about 15 to 20 centimeters of snowfall. There is also a snow squall watch in effect for some coastal areas along the west coast. That is, we're in for about 10 to 15 centimeters with this system. That's Friday into Saturday. The winds from the northwest at 70, gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. And then we also have a wind warning in effect. That is also for tomorrow. Winds from the northwest gusting between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. As for the precipitation, we'll be seeing some flurries and some showers popping up through the day today across much of Atlantic Canada. This will continue into the evening hours as well. We'll see any of those showers changing over to more flurry activity as we head through the evening. But then that system will start to clear out into Friday when we are in for plenty of sunshine there. With the system, though, really just trace amounts of rain expected across much of the region for today. And then with that snowfall as well, generally trace amounts, some higher totals expected, though, with those snow squalls. That's for Cape Breton and into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Temperatures today for New Brunswick, we'll see those highs between -3 up to +4. Again, getting very cold as we head into the evening hours tonight. For Prince Edward Island, highs today between 2 and 4 degrees. Those winds from the south at 30, gusting up to 50. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia today, highs between 3 and 6 degrees. Winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. Again, the winds will eventually change directions through the evening hours and into Friday. And for central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, we'll see some showers and flurries for today. Those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we'll see some periods of snow for Labrador. Some flurries popping up through Newfoundland today. Highs between -9 all the way up to +1. That's like your forecast. Now we'll check out the Move Morning Chat.
It's the holiday season, and later in the show, we're going to be talking about top toys for kids nowadays, but we're going to turn back the clock and talk about those holiday gifts that we received as kids that still stand out to this day. Aaron and Peter, what are you thinking about this morning?
Well, for me, a kid that grew up in the 90s, the toy that stands out in my mind forever are sky dancers, AKA those flying Barbies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they came out in the 90s. I remember seeing a commercial on TV and just losing it. I needed one. You had a pull string, you would let it go, and the Barbie had these foam wings and it would fly everywhere. Now, they were actually, I looked it up, they were like recalled after a few years because they caused so many injuries. I remember you getting whacked in the head with them. I'd be whacking my siblings with them. And then they made a little bit of a comeback. I think they made them a little bit more safe, but I loved my sky dancers.
Oh, yeah. And I was thinking of a toy that has been around forever and is still around, but I wanted one so badly, and I got it probably when I was about 10 years old. It was a Meccano set. Do you know Meccano at all?
No.
Okay, it's a construction set. It's a construction set that's not like Lego. It's pieces of metal with holes in them and screws, and you could build your own whatever out of these and make them work. And now the new Meccano sets, you can build, I don't know, dump trucks or something like that. They're complete sets. But the old ones were starting back in probably the 1930s or something like that. And it's kind of amazing that they've lasted almost 100 years. But I got my Meccano set and built so many things with it.
Aww. Great memories there. Aaron, we also remember the sky dancers. In fact, Latavia and I were actually talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came to mind was the amazement of it, and then the whack.
Yeah.
Right to the head.
Yeah.
Right to the head.
What about you?
I'm going to go back to 1995. It was called the Cinderella Enchanted Castle. And I still remember walking down the steps and seeing this beautiful, it was like a Polly Pocket by Disney, laid out for me by my stocking from Santa Claus. So basically it had all these wonderful rich details from the movie. It had stained glass windows. It had a clock you could change to midnight. It could open up. You had so many characters like Cinderella. She had a wedding dress. She had her ball gown outfit as well. The fairy godmother, the prince, like they were all there. And then there were all these wonderful secret compartments where you would flip over an ottoman and the glass slipper was there hiding underneath. There was a spot where you can make her and the prince dance. But the best part, my favorite part of it, was the fact that there was this carriage with two horses, the ones that pulled her.
Oh my gosh,
Is it ringing a bell for you?
Yeah.
Wasn't it magical?
Oh my goodness, I remember the dance floor. You could swivel.
You can
it,
swivel
right?
them.
That's so cool.
Yes, that is my favorite one. That's funny you had it too.
Oh my goodness. I think all of us girls just loved everything we saw and bought it all.
Yes.
For me, that stood out the most was this doll called Amazing Allie. She spoke and her mouth would move. I wanted it so bad. Santa brought it for me. I was so happy. And then I was like, this is the worst gift ever. It's so creepy. I kept her in her box and I still have her to this day.
Well, you like horror things, so maybe it's on brand.
Oh.
So we're asking our viewers too at home, please let us know what was the Christmas toy that stands out from your childhood. And if, you know what, if you still have it too. That would be pretty cool if you kept it all these years. 10400 is the number. Please send us a text. You can send us a photo as well. Your first name, where you're from. We'll share your answers later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back at 6:53. Time now to head to Hollywood for a look at your entertainment headlines.
Miley Cyrus is engaged. The Grammy Award-winning pop star says her longtime boyfriend, musician Max Mirando, popped the question during a recent trip to Japan. Spotify wrapped his dropped Bad Bunny as Spotify's global top artist for the 4th time. Meanwhile, Die With a Smile from Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga was the most popular song overall.
The $64,000 question is,
What's in the suitcase?
It's been 4 years since the last season of the hit drama Euphoria, and now HBO announcing the series will be returning for its third and final season in April.
It's time to face it. Your football career is over.
Good news for Glenn Powell fans. His sports comedy, Chad Powers, has been renewed for a second season on Hulu, which is owned by Disney, the parent company of ABC News. And happy birthday to Jay-Z. He's won 25 Grammy Awards, sold more than 140 million records, and was the first rapper to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Today, Jay-Z turns 56. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
If you're planning a trip out of the country, you may want to check on the condition of your passport.
Yep, as CTV's Pat Foran reports, a woman was refused entry into one country because hers was slightly damaged.
I think we caught somebody at the table that had a bad day and wanted to prove something.
Andy Field and Jason Tate of Georgetown went to Costa Rica in mid-November to celebrate an anniversary. Field says her puppy chewed the corner of her passport, but that she's used it to travel to other countries without issue.
It's barely like this much off the corner of it. I tried to take it to Service Canada, and they actually told me it wasn't damaged enough to be replaced. So I've had it for 5 years. We've traveled to 7 different countries with it.
But when she landed at the Liberia airport in Costa Rica, a staff member said her passport was too damaged to enter the country. She was held in detention for 24 hours and told she would have to fly home.
He was allowed in the country. I was not. So he was actually escorted to the exit and told to figure it out. And I was taken into a detention cell.
Tate says they tried to stay positive, but the situation escalated quickly.
They brick-walled us every single time we tried to talk to them or communicate with them.
He ended up staying in a nearby hotel. The couple bought return tickets to Toronto, but then were not allowed to board the plane. They had to buy 2 more tickets the next day.
They processed me like a criminal. Like, they took all of my information. They asked for my saliva.
Rips, tears, water damage, those are all typical things that technically you're not supposed to have. I mean, you might get lucky and someone might not question you, but the problem is you might get unlucky and someone will.
Travel expert Lauren Christie says it's better to be safe than sorry and always replace a damaged passport.
And don't check it the day of. Check it a couple of weeks ahead of time so you have a chance to rectify the situation if you need to.
The couple planned to spend about $2,000, but had to pay about $8,000 for the last-minute flights and other expenses. Field plans to get a new passport, but won't be heading back to Costa Rica.
I feel like I've been stripped of like all of my security and confidence to travel, and now I have zero confidence in traveling anywhere.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Happening now in local news, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Atlantic Canada starting today, while other regions began to shake off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Those details and the forecasts coming up. Plus, Nova Scotia's premier is calling for an official investigation into Nova Scotia Power's billing system. And a win for right whales. We'll show you a picture of the first sighting this season of a North Atlantic right whale and its new calf. That's coming up after the break. Please stay with us. It's Thursday, December 4th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, the Premier of Nova Scotia is calling for an investigation into how Nova Scotia Power has handled a cyber attack. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And food for thought. Will food prices go up next year? And if so, by how much? We'll get the details on Dalhousie's food price report for 2026 later this half hour.
Thanks for being with us on this chilly Thursday morning, and it's only going to get chillier as we head through the rest of the week. Yeah. But then, the sunshine will return, so that's not bad. And thinking now that as we, we're into December, we're getting closer to the official start of winter. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make the most of it in my head, getting excited for winter activities. Are you excited, skiing, skating? What are you guys looking forward to about actually getting into the winter?
Great question. Using fires in the fireplace. I'm more of like, let's just say inviting me on a ski trip. I'll have the snacks ready. The hot tub will be bubbling, but not so much for skiing. What about you?
I'm not a big skier. I'm trying to get better. I did do a ski trip in New Brunswick with a couple of girlfriends for the weekend. They're much better than I am, but I still had a great time, and they were great girls to go with. I stuck around the green zones, green hills. That was good for me. But you're pretty good snowboarder, right?
No, I skate. Hockey is my,
that's
yes.
it. Skate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I got a new pair of skates last winter. I never used them, so they're still in the box. So I'm really excited to actually break them out this winter. So I don't love the cold, but I'm looking forward to.
I'd love to see you
for that reason.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, looks like we're getting closer to that skating weather in Truro. You can see that beautiful snow on the ground there. So different to what we woke up to in Halifax this morning. Very clear conditions here, but we'll be seeing some flurries, some showers popping up across much of Atlantic Canada for today. And then the temperature will be taking quite a steep drop off as we head into the evening hours tonight. Right now in Halifax, it's -2, -6 at this hour. In Fredericton, -2. In Charlottetown, and 0 right now in St. John's. As for that cloud cover and precipitation, we are starting off with a fairly cloudy day today, and we will see some precipitation building as we head into the late morning and afternoon hours. This system will be sticking around into the evening as well, so it could be a little bit of a messy commute home for some people tonight. As for those winds, still fairly calm at this hour. We will see them picking up through the afternoon, generally from the south and southwest, eventually gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. But right now, no gusts reported. Very calm winds out there this morning. In terms of that visibility, if you are getting ready to head out the door, it is looking pretty good across the region. A little bit reduced visibility for the Edmundston area, but otherwise it is quite good out there this morning. That's a look at your forecast, and we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And as mentioned, icy cold weather is expected to sweep into parts of Atlantic Canada later today, while other regions still shaking off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Cobequid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as RCMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably, just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
No issues being reported this morning. By the afternoon, traffic was moving again. And in Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries. As Stephanie mentioned, a cold front will be moving in later today. She will have more details in the full forecast after our next break. Weather also impacting ferry crossings in our region again. All regular marine Atlantic sailings between Cape Breton and Newfoundland are canceled for today and tomorrow. Meantime, Northumberland Ferries is warning that the crossing between PEI and Nova Scotia could be delayed or could be canceled today. And the Fundy Rose will depart Digby earlier than normal. It will now depart to Nova Scotia at 2 p.m. Nova Scotia's premier is calling for a formal investigation into how the province's power utility is handling customer billing in the wake of that massive cyber attack back in March. Since then, the company can no longer trust the usage data it receives from hundreds of thousands of smart meters. So it's estimating bills until it can get around to manually reading all of them. The result has been inflated estimates, consecutive charges, and other problems. Yesterday, the premier, who's in Boston, released a letter to the Energy Board arguing customers shouldn't be paying for NSP's failures. He also wants opinions on the fairness and legality of the current billing process, whether the company ought to be providing financial relief or whether it should face financial penalties for all of this. Now, at the same time, NDP leader Claudia Chender also calling for government intervention and even offering up some potential solutions.
One very simple suggestion that many people have had is, why doesn't Nova Scotia Power just bill people what they paid last year? right? Like if we're estimating, that would seem to be the best estimate. Now, Nova Scotia Power said that for some reason that they couldn't clarify, they can't do that. Well, let's let government look into whether or not they can do that and whether government could help them to be able to do that.
And Houston's letter is strongly worded. Houston writes, this is an incredibly serious issue. It's not lost on me or the board that knowingly overbilling would constitute regulatory fraud, and misreporting revenue to the markets is a form of securities fraud. There's been no official response from the board, but Houston says he wants the matter to be a top priority. A New Brunswick Green MLA says she has proof that politics has played a part in which ridings get more money for road work. Megan Minton released scores of documents dating back to 2018, obtained under an access to information request. Among them, information noting the riding of Shippagan-Lamec-Miscou got more than $200,000 in roadwork funding in 2019. At the time, the riding was represented by PC MLA Robert Gauvin. When he resigned from the cabinet in 2020, the budget dropped to $50,000.
I'm not the only New Brunswicker that had a feeling that things weren't fair, but now that we have the numbers, it's quite upsetting to see politics being played with people's safety.
Imagine my shock when I see that my predecessor, the minister before me, actually had $1 million, over $1 million in his county project money. I mean, that was just ridiculous to me, and it stood out like a sore thumb. And so I talked to staff and I said, we need to do something because this is going to come out.
New Brunswick's interim PC leader says he believes the funding was based on need. Researchers have confirmed the first sighting this season of a North Atlantic right whale and her new calf. The North Atlantic Right Whale Consortium says the pair were detected visually and with acoustic gear over the weekend. At one point, they were seen off the coast of South Carolina. The consortium's most recent population estimate shows a small increase in the population to 384 whales. Finally, Canada's top song on Spotify this year is really out of the ordinary.
I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down to the dead and buried.
Spotify revealed Canada's most streamed artists, songs, and albums of the year. Ordinary by Alex Warren was Canadians' top song. And Toronto's Drake took the top artist spot, with Canadians The Weeknd and Tate McRae also making the top 10 as well. Any surprises here for that?
That song was everywhere, so not surprised.
Yeah, the video. I've never seen the video before. It looks awesome.
It really does too. Yeah, and you hear that song a lot on social media videos too.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of songs, have you ever seen the movie The Sound of Music?
Of course.
I haven't.
Oh my gosh, treat yourself. It's great for the holidays. You've seen it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a scene where Maria makes the children clothes out of old curtains from the bedroom.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There's a woman who's actually repurposing curtains once owned by King Charles.
Oh.
Now, they're not play clothes that she's making. It's Christmas stockings draped from King Charles' Sandringham estate. They're being auctioned off to raise money for his foundation. There are 25 stockings, and they've been hand-stitched by Sewing Circle at Dumfries House in Scotland, which is where Charles's charitable foundation works to preserve traditional skills and crafts. So each of the 24 stockings are being individually numbered from 1 to 24. They're going to be sold off, but they made a 25th that will be given to the king as a Christmas present.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yes.
What does Santa get a king?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to find out what gets in that stocking if he hangs it up on the fireplace, but so cool.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right, here's a contest you can win. We love a contest around here. You can actually sink your claws into this one. It's a hint.
Santa Claus?
Our always popular festive seafood feast contest is back for another year. Your Morning Atlantic and partners at Clearwater want to give you the chance to win 50 pounds of lobster. Ooh. And Clearwater will ship this anywhere in Canada. You could just send a taste of the East Coast to someone special, enter a contest, head to the website. Right there, you can use a QR code, and we're going to announce the winner next Friday, December 12th. Good luck to you. Again, 50 pounds of lobster could be yours.
Ooh, lobster party.
Lobster fest.
Lobster fest.
A feast fest. So good. And then you could make old clothes out of curtains, and then you won't get them dirty when you eat your lobster.
That's a brilliant idea.
I love that.
Maybe use some curtains to grab some extra layers because it's a cold one out there today. Stephanie has another full look at the forecast, and we say good morning to our viewers in Bedeck, Nova Scotia. A fresh layer of snow there on the ground. It may be cold, but it certainly is beautiful. The forecast when we return.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. There is a live look at Yarmouth where it's 4 degrees this morning starting off the day. We'll see some showers and flurries popping up there later, but looking pretty beautiful to start out with that sun just beginning to rise. And we'll be seeing some cloudier conditions for many areas for today. Temperatures right now -2 in Halifax, -6 in Fredericton, -2 in Charlottetown, and -1 at this hour in St. John's. I do want to run through those statements, watches, and warnings for you as we head into the forecast here. Let's start off with those that coastal flooding for Yarmouth and Digby counties this morning. We could just see some minor flooding possible with this, just as those winds are a little bit gusty, bringing in that higher tide, and that is around 9:30 this morning. So just something to keep a watch out for. We do also have a cold warning in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick. This is for the overnight hours. Wind chills expected between -30 to -33. Wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton. That is for Friday. Gusts up to 90 kilometers per hour. And we do have a snow squall watch in effect as well for parts of Nova Scotia and into parts of Prince Edward Island as well. We could see about 15 to 25 centimeters just in the heaviest parts of this system. And then we have a snowfall warning in effect. This is for tomorrow for parts of Newfoundland. We could see about 15 to 20 centimeters of snowfall. We also have a snow squall watch in effect. This is for some western areas along the coast. About 10 to 15 centimeters of snowfall expected there, with winds gusting between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. And a wind warning also in effect. That is for tomorrow as well. Winds gusting from the northwest between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. So with the system, we'll begin to see some flurries and showers popping up as we head into the later morning hours, around the noon hour as well. And the system will continue pushing across as we head into the afternoon. The showers that we'll be seeing will eventually change over to flurries just as the temperature begins to fall through the afternoon hours and into the evening. And we could see some slick conditions for the commute, so just keep that in mind for this evening. And then that system will clear out, though, as we head into the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine expected for Friday. With the system, just some trace amounts of rainfall expected for much of Nova Scotia and to Prince Edward Island as well. For Newfoundland, we will see some trace amounts here for the most part. As for that snowfall, again, trace just because we are just dealing with some flurries. Some higher snowfall amounts, though, that is where we have that snow squall watch in effect, and some generally trace amounts for most areas of Newfoundland and Labrador. As for those temperatures today, highs between -3 to +4 for New Brunswick. Again, getting very cold tonight, so just keep that in mind. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 2 and 4 degrees for today. We'll see those winds from the south at 30, gusting up to 50. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs today between 3 and 6 degrees. Those winds as well from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia today, highs between 4 and 7 degrees. Getting very cool, though, as we head into the evening and into tomorrow. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, we'll see those highs between -9 up to +1, with some periods of snow for Labrador and some flurries expected for Newfoundland. Let's look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Crystal.
Thank you, Steph. Now for a forecast of a different kind. It's 7:17. Canada's food price report for 2026 is out this morning. It's led by Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab, and it serves as a forecast for what we can expect to pay for food next year. The big question is, will we be paying more or less? Here to explain is the lead author behind the report, Sylvain Charlebois. Good morning, Sylvain.
Good morning, Crystal.
So today's the day. Canada's food price report is out. What are the major takeaways?
Yeah, it's our 16th edition already, so 16 years. And obviously, a lot of people are just waiting for this report to know what's going to happen next year with prices at the grocery store and at restaurants. And unfortunately, our forecast is not great. We're expecting price increases of anywhere between 4 to 6% in 2026. That's mainly due to meat prices. I'm sure many of your listeners have noticed that the meat counter is way more expensive. That is, unfortunately, that's going to continue into 2026. The other section is the center of the store: dry goods, pantry goods, coffee, tea, dried pasta, sauces, spices. All these things are going to get more expensive, 4 to 6% as well for 2026.
Okay, so this is a forecast. How accurate does this report tend to be?
Well, every year, the first chapter of our report is titled, How Did We Do? How do we do last year? And so the first section of the report actually tells you how we did last year. And so we were predicting last year an increase of 3 to 5%. And we're at 3.8% right now. So we're pretty much there. And of course, we did predict last year that meat was going to be the big driver. And indeed it was. We actually underestimated the increase up to 6% for us. But meat prices actually went up way over 7%. So that was a bit of a surprise. The good news for 2025 was that produce, vegetables and fruits were actually got cheaper. Many of us didn't notice, but vegetables and fruits actually got cheaper in 2025.
Wow. Well, I mean, we'll take any break where we can get it. Prices just seem sky high these days. I mean, we're in Atlantic Canada. Do we have it rougher here compared to the rest of the country for prices?
We do. I've been living in the Atlantic for 10 years now, and I have to say it is more expensive to feed a family in the Atlantic just because it's a harder market to service, distances. What is likely to help in 2026 is that we are not expecting energy costs, fuel, to be more expensive. So that's going to help. The dollar also is a non-story as well. Sometimes you'll see the dollar dip. And so to import food to support the Atlantic gets more expensive, but we're not expecting that in 2026. So some good news, bakery will likely be stable. So if you're into bread, dairy as well, dairy products are pretty stable as well for 2026.
Interesting. Were there any surprises in the report at all?
Restaurants. Yeah, restaurants. So if you like to go out, expect menu prices to go up in 2026, and this is the reason why we're drinking less. And restaurant operators still need to make more money. They do make a lot of money selling alcohol, but if you're drinking less, they're gonna have to figure out a way to make more money in other ways. And the one way to do that is to increase menu prices. So we are expecting menu prices to increase, which could actually entice a lot of people to stay home and cook, which is not always a bad thing.
Yeah, so interesting. Well, is there anything else? We're pretty much out of time, Sylvain, but is there anything else you wanted to add before we go?
I'd say, I mean, right now we've seen inflation being a problem for a while. Consumers are way smarter now. They know their options. They know that there are a lot of independent grocers in Halifax and different places in the Atlantic where they actually offer good deals. Big doesn't necessarily mean cheaper, and small doesn't necessarily mean more expensive. So people know more about their options now than a few years ago.
Well, we really appreciate this report update. Thank you so much, Sylvain.
Take care. Bye-bye.
That was Sylvain Charlebois joining us this morning. You can find more information about the report on our website. Now for a quick break, we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. Now a look at international and national news. Pilots at Air Transat have voted to go on strike if a deal can't be reached with the airline. The Airline Pilots Association said pilots voted 99% in favor of a strike. Contract talks began back in January. A 21-day cooling off period ends on December 10th. That's next week. At that point, the airline's 700 pilots can walk off the job or management can impose a lockout. Air Transat has struggled amid stiff competition for vacation destinations and a large debt burden. It's also dealing with engine recalls that have grounded 4 of its 43 planes. In the U.S., ICE agents are arresting people in New Orleans as part of Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. And in Minneapolis, the Somali community is living in fear after some inflammatory rhetoric by the U.S. president. CTV's Joy Malbin has more.
The arrest began in New Orleans, Operation Swamp Sweep, targeting undocumented criminals. But the new mayor says what is sweeping the city now is fear.
What they're seeing is what appears to be racial profiling, brown people, and then going after these individuals and treating them like they are these significantly violent offenders.
In Minnesota's Twin Cities, a show of force on the streets just one day after the president ramped up his attacks on Somalis. Comments shocking, even for him.
It's a hellhole right now, and the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country. And all they do is complain, complain, complain.
Minneapolis is home to the nation's largest Somali population. Most are naturalized U.S. citizens, but the tensions are high.
You know, the saddest part for me was just trying to answer my daughters and saying that why are we being singled out.
Federal ICE strike teams say they're enforcing deportation orders after dozens of people were charged in a major fraud investigation. Local businesses have shut down, and at lunchtime, empty seats as restaurants closed.
Targeting Somali people means that due process will be violated. Mistakes will be made for no other reason than the fact that they look like they are Somali.
After last week's targeted attack on National Guard members in Washington, the president is cracking down.
The Trump administration is suspending all immigration applications for people from 19 so-called high-risk nations, including Somalia, Afghanistan, and Venezuela, effective immediately.
CTV's Joy Malbin reporting in Washington. Now it's a look at the 3-day forecast with Stephanie.
We'll be seeing some showers or flurries today through New Brunswick, getting up to a high around 0. Cold tonight, though, low of -17. This cold condition will continue into Friday. -8 will be the high, -16 overnight. Lots of sunshine, though, for tomorrow. Then into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, high of -4, getting down to a low of -5. For Nova Scotia, we'll see some showers or flurries for today, getting up to a high around 4 degrees. Low tonight, -13. Those cold temperatures will stick around into tomorrow as well, with plenty of sunshine, though. Into Saturday, cloudy with a high around -1. And for Prince Edward Island, some showers or flurries for today, getting down to a low tonight of -13. Tomorrow, cold as well, -6 will be the high. And then into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -4. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us.
Coming up in this half hour, hot toys for little kids. If you have a preschooler on your Christmas list, don't worry, we gotcha. We've got some great gift ideas that are sure to be hits under the tree. That's coming up in 15 minutes here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. 7:33 on this Thursday morning, December 4th. We got Steph in for Latavia today. Amanda's here as per you.
Yeah, I'm just here.
I loved my chat with Sylvain Charlebois. Really interesting.
Yes.
About the food report today. No big surprises.
Yeah.
But good to chat. So in a nutshell, we were saying it's meat's going to be up.
Yeah.
Dairy and what was the other thing?
Dairy and bakery, he said, we're going to be stable.
Like bread.
But yeah, on average, 4 to 6% more is what we'll be paying for food next year.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot.
It all adds up. And he said restaurants are going to be probably pricier because of the fact that people aren't drinking so much. What have you noticed, real quick, before we get to weather? What do you notice it's like when you go, you're like, wow, that's expensive?
Oh my gosh, what don't you notice? To be honest, you know what shocks me is the sale prices are more expensive than what the average price used to be on a number of different items.
For sure, for sure. Coffee. Used to be able to get the big can for like $6.99 sometimes, and now you're lucky to get it for $17.
Yeah, that was a big one I noticed earlier this year too, where I switched coffee brands just because it used to always go on sale, then the sale stopped, and then the regular price became so expensive. So just switched, but it's a good day for coffee.
It is a great day for coffee.
Stay inside and
hot
stay warm.
cocoa. Look at the cold.
Yeah, definitely a little bit chilly out there to start the day. Here's a live look at Somerville. Beautiful start, though. We have some cloud cover, and we will be seeing some cloudier conditions across the region for today, and with that we'll be seeing a few flurries popping up, some showers as well for those areas where the temperature is staying above the freezing mark. Right now in Halifax, though, it's -2, -6 in Fredericton, -2 in Charlottetown, and -1 right now in St. John's. As for that cloud cover and precipitation, so quite cloudy across the region for today. We'll see the clouds breaking up into tomorrow. And again, with this system, seeing some flurries popping up close to the noon hour. The system will persist through the evening as well. So just keep that in mind for the afternoon commute. It could be a little bit dicey just as the showers turn over to flurries for parts of Nova Scotia and into PEI as well. As for those winds, still fairly calm at this hour, generally from the south. We will see the winds picking up slightly as we head into the afternoon from between about 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, but still fairly calm this morning. Just a few gusts reported, one at Yarmouth from the southwest at 30 kilometers and in Bathurst at 28. As for visibility right now, if you are getting ready to head out the door, it's looking quite good across the region. Still some reduced visibility, though, through Edmundston, but otherwise a good start to your day. That's a look at your forecast, and we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. And weather is having an impact on some ferry crossings today. All regular Marine Atlantic sailings between Port aux Basques and North Sydney canceled for today and tomorrow due to the weather. And Northumberland Ferries is warning that the ferry crossing between PEI and Nova Scotia could be delayed or canceled later today. And the Fundy Rose will depart Digby earlier than normal. It will now leave Nova Scotia at 2 p.m. And as Stephanie mentioned, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Atlantic Canada later today, while other regions begin to shake off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Cobequid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as RCMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably. Just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
Now, by the afternoon, traffic was moving once again. And in Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway, but there were no serious injuries. A cold front moving in today will also bring some snow for some. Stephanie will have more details in her full forecast. Police in New Brunswick say a 46-year-old man is dead after a collision between an SUV and a transport truck in Dalhousie Junction. RCMP say the driver of an SUV is believed to have veered over the center line on Route 11 on Monday. Police say the SUV then collided head-on with a transport truck. The driver and only person in the SUV died at the scene. The driver of the truck had minor injuries. New data from StatsCan shows homicide rates increased in 3 of the 4 Atlantic provinces last year. The figures show the number of homicides jumped in New Brunswick from 9 in 2023 to 18 in 2024. Nova Scotia saw an increase from 14 to 25 victims, with a notable jump in deaths related to the illegal drug trade. And in PEI, there were 2 homicides last year. That's up from 1 the year before. It comes as overall homicide rates are declining. Last year, there were 788 homicides in this country. The sexual assault case involving Mike Smith of Trailer Park Boys fame returns to court in late January. A lawyer for the Nova Scotia-born actor appeared in Dartmouth court yesterday morning and told the judge he's waiting for outstanding disclosure. Smith was charged on October 2nd in an alleged sexual assault from December 2017 involving a female complainant. The 53-year-old is best known for playing Bubbles on the television show Trailer Park Boys. The case returns to court next month. A decades-old part of the NBX in Fredericton is coming down.
It is taking up space on the ground that is fairly valuable, and we can use it for other reasons during some of our larger outdoor events.
The executive director of the NBX says the organization is complying with an order from the city to take the grandstand down, citing safety concerns. The grandstand has been boarded off since 2017. Meantime, the property's future is still up in the air. In September, City Council voted to take control of the 30-acre property, stating the grounds were needed for housing and a new school. A long-standing lease between the city and NBX is set to expire in 2031. Researchers have confirmed the first sighting this season of a North Atlantic right whale and her new calf. The North Atlantic Right Whale Consortium says the pair were detected visually and with acoustic gear over the weekend. At one point, they were seen off the coast of South Carolina. The consortium's most recent population estimate shows a small increase in the population to 384 whales. Finally, you don't have to be a global soccer star to piece together and hoist your own World Cup trophy. It may be hard to tell unless you look really, really closely, but FIFA has teamed up with Lego to launch a life-size World Cup soccer trophy made out of more than 2,800 Lego bricks. The toy version is the exact same height, too, 36.8 centimeters, as the genuine article. And it will sell for $250 Canadian, and it's going to be available in March. The tournament, co-hosted by Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, it kicks off in June.
That's neat.
I know. You won't be able to get your hands on it for a little while, but for the soccer fan in your life,
really cool. Maybe like a later Christmas gift.
Yes, a very late one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever tried woodworking before?
Gosh, like in junior high.
Yeah, well, sure, maybe in shop. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
No, I hadn't.
I made a bowl, actually, with woodworking.
Oh,
It looks
neat.
great. My
Pretty
mom still
tricky.
uses it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Anyway, for those who do woodworking, they say it's fun and rewarding. And the Kitchener-Waterloo Woodworking and Craft Centre is a nonprofit club that gives the community access to wood and tools to make whatever they want for a monthly fee. And a number of experienced retired woodworkers are members as well as beginners. It looks like we don't have video for this because it was some great video of a woman like actually with wood. There we go. Thank you. Love this. See? She's probably making a bowl. And anyway, the group holds a holiday market and other craft sales throughout the year to raise money for the community. But I thought I would just share this because I bet we have programs in our region that are similar. And I'd love our viewers to let us know if there's a community woodworking program that sells its wares for charity. Okay, there's some bowls. Mine was smaller. It had like ridges in the side.
Cool.
Yeah,
Everything's so
the
beautiful.
pieces are gorgeous. And this was really neat, this marble run.
Oh, wow.
Like, think of all the sanding.
Wow.
Like, so cool. And the gorgeous, like the L'arche style cutting boards.
I was gonna say, I feel like a cutting board maybe is doable. Yeah. Without all the fancy designs.
Yeah.
Keep it square. Okay, well, we've reached the halfway point of our show, but we hope you're going to stick around because just ahead, Stephanie has your latest look at the Thursday forecast, and then we're talking about the top toys for young kids. We have a toy expert, Patty Sullivan, joining us with some of the hottest toys for preschoolers. That's coming up next.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. There's a live look at Wentworth, and it is just about that season now to get out for some skiing and some snowboarding, seeing that snow falling there. And we'll be seeing some flurries continuing across the region today. Right now it is -2 in that region. And right now in Halifax, -2, -6 in Fredericton, -2 in Charlottetown at this hour, and -1 right now in St. John's. We do still have some statements, weather watches and warnings in effect for the region this morning and into Friday. We'll start off with that special weather statement for some coastal flooding in Yarmouth and Digby counties. This is for around high tide, which is 9:30 this morning, so just something to keep in mind. We also have a cold warning in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick for the overnight hours. Wind chills expected between -30 to -33. There is also a wind warning for Cape Breton, some gustier conditions for Friday, and a snow squall watch in effect tonight into Friday afternoon. About 15 to 25 centimeters is possible with that band of precipitation. There is a snowfall warning in effect for Newfoundland as well. That is for tomorrow, about 15 to 20 centimeters of snowfall expected. There is a snow squall watch in effect as well for tomorrow. 10 to 15 centimeters expected with that. And a wind warning in effect. Again, this is for Friday. Winds from the northwest gusting between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. As for the precipitation for today, we'll be seeing some flurries moving across much of the region. Some showers as well. Those showers will eventually change over to flurries as the temperature continues to fall. So we could see some messier conditions for parts of the region around the afternoon commute. So just something to keep in mind. The system will eventually begin to clear out for the most part as we head into Friday. With it, just some trace amounts of rainfall expected for much of the maritime region into Newfoundland and Labrador. Some generally trace amounts as well. As for that snowfall with these flurries, mostly trace amounts. We could see some higher amounts for parts of Cape Breton just with those snow squalls, and very similar for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Generally trace amounts except for those areas where we do have some watches and warnings in effect. Temperatures for today in New Brunswick between -3 up to +4. Those winds from the southwest at 20, gusting up to 40. Again, we'll see the winds eventually changing direction, bringing in that cooler air for this evening and tomorrow. For Prince Edward Island, highs today between 2 and 4 degrees. We'll see some showers and some flurries there for today. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs today between 3 and 6 degrees. Again, getting quite chilly, though, through the overnight hours, so we could see some freezing taking place with any of those showers. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, highs today between 4 and 7 degrees. We'll see those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, we'll be seeing some periods of snow through Labrador today. Highs there in the range between -9 to -5 for the most part. And for Newfoundland, some flurries popping up, highs between -3 to +1. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Crystal.
Do you have a young child on your Christmas list? If so, are you still looking for the perfect present for under the tree? Don't worry, we've called in the experts. Our partner and parenting contributor Patty Sullivan joins us now to walk us through the hottest toys for the preschool set. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
So great to see you. There are so many toys out there. I know it can be difficult to kind of narrow in on the good ones. So you've picked a few great toys for us. Where do you want to start out?
Okay, well, let's start with this one because this toy is something that's going to allow kids to express themselves through hands-on imaginative play. It's the Doukins Ice Cream Castle. It's a Walmart exclusive. It's one of their top toys for the holidays. And it comes with these 2 cute little character molds, a knight and a princess, and 25 other molds are included with the castle. And it comes with multiple colors of their Never Dry dough. MGA has this unique Never Dry dough that you can put inside the molds. It doesn't crack, it doesn't crumble, and it never dries out. So you can use it again and again. You can make all these crazy little characters, and you can have fun molding it, shaping it, swirling it. It even has an ice cream press here. Parents will love that they can store the dough inside the molds for easy cleanup, and it also works on kids' fine motor skills. So it is a great toy all around.
Oh my gosh, that's a win-win-win. Oh, so many fun ways to play with that one. Very imaginative.
Right?
Okay, that is a winner. What's next?
All right, well, dolls are always popular, and the good thing about dolls is they help to create and develop empathy in kids. So this is My Real Baby Doll by Babyborn, and Babyborn is a legacy brand, been trusted for 30 years because they're inclusive, they're high quality, and really realistic. I mean, the features on this doll are so realistic, and it also acts like a real baby. It will cry, the mouth will move when you feed it. If you rock it to sleep, the eyes will close, the baby will even snore, and yes, she can even wet the diaper, but don't worry, it doesn't smell and it's just water, so it's easy to clean up. And there's 3 different dolls that you can choose from.
Oh yeah, that's a lovely doll and just so fun that it's so realistic. Okay, I know that a lot of parents are familiar with Little Tykes, and you've got this really cool construction set that's caught my eye. Tell me more, please.
Yeah, if kids like to build and make things, this is the Little Tykes Creative Construction Power Cut set. But they have 5 different construction sets that you can collect, and they're all very realistic, also just like the doll. And what's cool, too, is everything is kid-safe. So this is a power saw that is safe for kids, and it comes with this wood. It's realistic looking wood, but it's foam, so it's easy to cut, easy to build with, mess-free, realistic accessories and tools. And then if kids have finished in the workshop, you can even get creative chefs kits as well, and those can be used in the kitchen. So Little Tykes has all kinds of creative kits for kids.
Wow, they've really come a long way. I love that you could actually put little nails and little screws and actually sew it. Oh my gosh, so cool. Okay, we've got one more. What is it, Patty?
Okay, this is another Little Tykes piece. This is the Little Tykes Story Dream Machine, and this brings story time to life at bedtime or any time of the day, really. And it does it through a screen-free wall projection, and it includes lights and sound effects, so it brings some magic to the stories. It's easy to use, even kids can use it. And this is the Dr. Seuss starter kit, so it comes with 3 Dr. Seuss stories and a little figurine as well. And what I like too is you can expand your library. They have The Grinch, they have Paw Patrol, they have Elf on the Shelf, and it's a nice way for kids to learn early reading skills, word recognition, but even better, it's a unique way for the whole family to enjoy story time together.
Wonderful, Patty. These are great suggestions. Thank you so much for all of this.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too. And we want to talk about toys. What was the Christmas toy that stands out from your childhood? Let us know. Text us at 10400. We're going to have a fun roundup at the end of the show. And now we're going to turn our attention over to Amanda with Health and Medical News.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Parents are being warned about the dangers of giving children lottery tickets, especially as presents. It's one of the topics in Your Health. The Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation says research shows that early exposure to gambling can increase the risk of future problems. The OLG adds that while it's easy to think of lottery tickets as a quick, fun holiday gift for kids, they should only be given to people who are at least 18 years old. Finally, what you eat may lower your risk of Alzheimer's, even if you're at a high risk for the disease. A new study suggests that the Mediterranean diet could offer extra brain protection. Research in Nature Medicine finds that a Mediterranean diet, rich in fish, olive oil, fruits, and whole grains, may be especially beneficial for people who carry the APOE4 gene, the strongest known genetic risk factor for Alzheimer's. Scientists tracked over 5,700 adults for nearly 30 years, analyzing diet, genetics, and brain health. They found that those with 2 copies of the gene had higher levels of dementia-linked blood markers. However, those at high risk for Alzheimer's who stuck closely to a Mediterranean-style diet showed healthier blood chemistry and slower cognitive decline.
We have no milestones to pass along today, but if you'd like to see previously aired milestones or to find out how to submit one, visit our website. You can do that by scanning the QR code you see on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
All right, so would be a good day to probably get married, I guess, if you want a winter-themed wedding.
You know what? Any day's a good day to get married because you never know what the weather will be the following year to celebrate your anniversary. But for today, it's a little bit, you know, the showers, there's flurries, a little bit of a mixed bag out there, and tomorrow will be on the cooler side. So a good day to celebrate if you are celebrating for tomorrow. Nice day to cozy up next to the fire.
Oh, snuggle in with your loved one, and also it's good luck if it rains or snows on your wedding.
That is true. So you know what? Today is a great day to get married then. Never beats a Thursday. In New Brunswick today, we'll get up to a high around 0. Cold tonight, though, minus 17 overnight into Friday. Lots of sunshine, though. Cold, though, with a high of minus 8, getting down to a low of minus 16. Into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, reaching a high around minus 4. For Nova Scotia, we'll see that mix of showers and flurries for today, reaching a high near 4 degrees. Low tonight, minus 13, feeling cooler with that wind chill factored in. Tomorrow, on the colder side, though, we will see some sunshine breaking through, high of minus 5. And into Saturday, cloudy with a high of minus 1. And for Prince Edward Island, we'll see some showers or flurries today, reaching a high of 3. Overnight low of minus 13. Tomorrow, minus 6 will be your high with plenty of sunshine. Then a mix of sun and cloud into Saturday with a high of minus 4. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Thursday, December 4th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, food for thought. A new report from Dalhousie University warns we'll be paying more for groceries next year. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the best holiday apps. No, not the cheesy pastry kind of apps, the kind that can save you money. Well, download these details a little later in this half hour.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this very cold Thursday morning, and it's just going to get colder. It's a great time to practice layers, realize which one of those jackets or sweaters that actually keep you warm.
Yes, I need to find my good gloves. I know they're in the closet somewhere. I've just been using lighter ones to take my dog for a walk. but it's time to break out the thicker ones. And I don't know where they are.
Oh, no.
But I need to find them today.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know the good ones, too, are usually the expensive ones as well.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm going to find them because they're reliable. I'm not going to buy a new pair.
No, and I know they're in there somewhere. I just need to dig around. It's been so many months.
It has. It's true. You look at those gloves in the summer and you think, when would I ever wear these again?
It's so true.
You're like, why do I even own these?
Exactly.
It's like, oh, this is why.
Exactly.
How quickly we forget.
Totally. How cold is it going to get?
Today, the daytime part, not terrible. It's as we head into the evening that the temperature will take that steep drop off. Here's a live look right now at St. John. The snow on the ground there looks a little bit icy as well. Something to keep in mind if you are doing any walking this morning. We could have some slick surfaces still. We saw a little bit of that mix of rain yesterday, so we could see some freezing from the cold temperatures overnight. That's right now -2 in Halifax, -6 in Fredericton, -2 in Charlottetown, and -1 right now in St. John's. In terms of cloud cover and precipitation, we will be seeing a relatively cloudy day across the region. This will be bringing in some flurry activity, some showers as well. The band of precipitation will eventually change over to flurries as it crosses through Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, so we could see some dicier conditions later on this afternoon, though still just some trace amounts, nothing too significant. As for those winds, still very calm this morning, which is a nice treat there after quite a windy day yesterday. We will see the winds so picking up as we head into the afternoon today. Just a few gusts reported at this hour from the south, 30 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth and 28 at North Cape. As for that visibility, it's looking quite good across the region right now. Still a little bit reduced in the Edmundston area, just with some flurries there. Let's look at your forecast, and we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thanks, Stephanie. We begin with the food forecast. You can expect to pay more for food next year. According to Canada's Food Price Report, the price of food on average in 2026 will cost between 4 to 6% more. The increase means an average family of 4 could see their food bill rise by nearly $1,000 next year. The food forecast, led by Dalhousie's Agri-Food Analytics Lab, also expects prices at restaurants to rise to make up for lost revenue from declining alcohol sales. According to the report, some of the factors driving up food prices are the trade war, the end of Ottawa's tax holiday, and the soaring cost for beef. There is some good news. Dairy and bakery prices are forecast to remain stable. As Stephanie mentioned, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Canada later today, while other regions still shaking off the effects of yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Cobequid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as RCMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably. Just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
And by the afternoon, traffic was moving again. In Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway, but there were no serious injuries. A cold front will be moving in later today. Stephanie will have more details on the forecast after our next break. Weather also impacting ferry crossings in the region. All regular Marine Atlantic sailings between Cape Breton and Newfoundland canceled for today and tomorrow. Northumberland Ferries is also warning that the ferry crossing between PEI and Nova Scotia may be delayed or canceled today, so do keep an eye on that. And the Fundy Rose will depart Digby earlier than normal. It will now leave Nova Scotia at 2 p.m. Nova Scotia's Premier is calling for a formal investigation into how the province's power utility is handling customer billing in the wake of that massive cyber attack back in March. Since then, the company can no longer trust the usage data it receives from hundreds of thousands of smart meters. So it's estimating bills until it can get around to manually reading all of them. The result has been inflated estimates, consecutive charges, and other problems. Yesterday, the Premier, who is in Boston, released a letter to the Energy Board, arguing customers shouldn't be paying for Nova Scotia Power's failures. He also wants opinions on the fairness and legality of the current billing process, whether the company ought to be providing financial relief or whether it should face financial penalties for all of this. Now, at the same time, NDP leader Claudia Chender is also calling for government intervention and even offered up some potential solutions.
One very simple suggestion that many people have had is, why doesn't Nova Scotia Power just bill people what they paid last year? Right? Like, if we're estimating, that would seem to be the best estimate. Now, Nova Scotia Power said that for some reason that they couldn't clarify, they can't do that. Well, let's let government look into whether or not they can do that and whether government could help them to be able to do that.
Houston's letter is strongly worded. Houston writes, "This is an incredibly serious issue. It's not lost on me or the board that knowingly overbilling would constitute regulatory fraud, and misreporting revenue to the markets is a form of securities fraud." There's been no official response from the board, but Houston says he wants the matter to be a top priority. Researchers have confirmed the first sighting this season of a North Atlantic right whale and its new calf. The North Atlantic Right Whale Consortium says the pair were detected visually and with acoustic gear over the weekend. At one point, they were seen off the coast of South Carolina. The consortium's most recent population estimate shows a small increase in the population to 384 whales. And if you're wondering, the mom's name is Champagne. She is 17 years old, and this is her second documented calf. Finally, the 84th annual Boston Common Tree Lighting is tonight, and it will feature performances by some major names, including the Pointer Sisters. The celebration is also shining a spotlight on maritime talent.
When I see you on the other side of goodbye.
The East Coast will be strongly represented on stage with blues powerhouse Matt Anderson and alternative pop singer-songwriter Maggie Andrew, both set to perform. I know, a stellar lineup. The tree lighting is part of a decades-old tradition honoring Nova Scotia's gift of a Christmas tree to Boston for its help following the Halifax explosion. So that show is happening tonight.
That's amazing. First of all, Maggie's mom is a fan of the show, so she must be so excited that she just can't hide it because her daughter's going to be playing with the Pointer Sisters tonight.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have highlights tomorrow as well. We'll show you some if you miss it.
All right, well, speaking of Christmas trees, the famous Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center in New York, it's now lit up.
3, 2,
stage.
1, light her up!
Wow, that's a big one. There she is. The tree has been a tradition in Rockefeller Center since 1931, when construction workers pooled their money for a 20-foot tree and they decorated with homemade garlands.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
My mom and I a few years ago went to not see the day of the lighting, but a few days after.
How was it?
So beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous in the video. In person,
I know.
Really? Next
it's
level.
so beautiful.
This year looks extra pretty. Wow.
So colorful. I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
What a sight to see. All right, still ahead this half hour, the best apps to save you money this holiday. And just after the break, it's a look at the long-range forecast with Stephanie. A cloudy start to the day in Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia. Bundle up because it's going to get really cold later on tonight. Details coming up next.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It is 8:12 right now. There's a live look at Lockport, Nova Scotia, where it is cloudy, currently 5 degrees, looking like a beautiful start to the day that we will be seeing those showers and flurries popping up throughout the day today, and then the temperature will take a plunge later on. Weather today is brought to you by ALC.ca. In Halifax right now, it is -2, -6 in Fredericton, -1 right now in Charlottetown, and -1 at this hour in St. John's. We do still have some statements, watches, and warnings in effect. We'll start off with that statement that is in effect for Yarmouth and Digby counties for some coastal flooding. This is for around high tide this morning, 9:30, so just keep that in mind. We also do have a cold warning in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick for the overnight hours. Wind chills expected between -30 to -33. Wind warning in effect for parts of Cape Breton. Wind, that is for tomorrow, wind gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour. There is also a snow squall watch in effect for parts of Nova Scotia and into Prince Edward Island. We could see about 15 to 25 centimeters during the heaviest of the snowfall tonight into tomorrow. There's also a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland. This is for tomorrow, about 15 to 20 centimeters expected. A snow squall watch also in effect for some coastal areas along the west coast, about 10 to 15 centimeters expected. Those winds could gust between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour, and a wind warning also in effect for tomorrow. Winds gusting between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. As for that cloud cover and precipitation, we will be seeing a relatively cloudy day for the region to start off. Then some flurries and showers developing as we head through the day today into the afternoon. We'll see that changeover from showers into flurries. And then as we head toward midnight, though, we'll begin to see the system clearing out for the most part, and then we will be in for some sunshine tomorrow. In terms of the rainfall totals, generally some trace amounts across the region in terms of rainfall. Same for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. And for that snowfall, because it's flurries, again, just some trace amounts except for the Cape Breton area where we are in for some snow squalls there. And same in Newfoundland where we are seeing some snow squalls expected for tomorrow. As for current temperatures for today, we'll get up to a high between -3 and +4 for New Brunswick. Again, getting quite cold, though, as the day goes on. Winds today from the southwest at 20, gusting up to 40. For Prince Edward Island, we'll see highs between 2 and 4 degrees. Those winds from the south at 30, gusting up to 50 for today. Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia will see those showers and flurries. Again, some snow squalls expected. Winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. Highs between 3 and 6. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, highs today between 4 and 7 degrees. Those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. And for Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll see periods of snow in Labrador, highs there between -9 to about -5 for the most part. And for Newfoundland, we'll see some flurries popping up, highs between -3 and +1. That's look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. Pilots at Air Transat have voted to go on strike if a deal can't be reached with the airline. The Airline Pilots Association said pilots voted 99% in favor of a strike. Contract talks began back in January. A 21-day cooling-off period ends next Wednesday. At that point, the airline's 700 pilots can walk off the job, or management can impose a lockout. Air Transat has struggled amid stiff competition for vacation destinations and a large debt burden. It's also dealing with engine recalls that have grounded 4 of its 43 planes. Donald Trump says he's not sure what the future holds for the trade agreement between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico.
It expires in about a year, and we'll either let it expire or we'll maybe work out another deal with Mexico and Canada.
Public hearings are underway in Washington this week ahead of the formal review of the CUSMA agreement in July. Trump's tariffs are being blamed for Algoma Steel's decision to lay off 1,000 workers in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario this week. It's news that has people and businesses bracing for impact. But across the border, many in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan say the tariffs are hurting their community as well. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario is technically a city, but people who live here say it's more like a small town.
I've been seeing anxiety in a lot of people's eyes for a long while now.
Dan Trevisanute knows his neighbors are hurting, and so he's discounting haircuts and beard trims for Algoma workers impacted by Monday's layoff announcement.
It's the least I can do, and a little bit of affordability to offer these people dignity, because they'll be looking for jobs, and there'll be a lot of people just going to be in a bad way.
1,000 people are set to lose their jobs, a direct impact, the company says, of Donald Trump's tariffs. Tariffs that are hurting people on the other side of the St. Mary's River in Sault, Michigan.
Definitely, there's been a pinch.
Jennifer Riatoire has owned the mole hole for more than a decade, but in the last year, she's watched as tariffs have squeezed her margins.
Some of our vendors do try as well to absorb it for a while, but ultimately they pass it on to us. We absorb what we can, but we also can't absorb everything. There's just not enough room for it, and so everybody pays for tariffs.
While tariffs are most acutely felt on imported hard goods, prices have also risen at the grocery store.
Everything is going higher, and we're doing okay, but I think there's a lot less fortunate people that have to really struggle.
Back across the border, there are concerns about the impact the Algoma layoffs will have on the broader community. At Peter Ma's normally busy restaurant, this week has been extremely slow.
This is a steel town, and everything is based on Algoma steel. So if we're laying off 1,000 people, that's a big big number of people. We only have 72,000 people here.
The Algoma layoffs don't go into effect until March 23rd, giving affected employees a little less than 4 months to find a new job.
CTV's Heather Wright reporting from Michigan. A quick break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have a conversation on the best apps to help you save money this holiday season. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 8:21, and here's a contest you can really sink your claws into. Our always popular festive seafood feast contest is back for another year. Your Morning Atlantic and our partners at Clearwater want to give you the chance to win 50 pounds of lobster that Clearwater will ship anywhere in Canada. You could send a taste of the East Coast to someone special. All you have to do is enter, head to our website, and we'll announce the winner next Friday, December 12th. Good luck to you. Now, if you find yourself spending more money this time of year, you're not alone. The holidays often push Canadians to spend more than usual, but guess what? There's an app for that. Joining us now is consumer contributor Barry Choi with easy-to-use apps that'll help you manage your money through the season and into the new year. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning. Good to be back.
Great to have you back. Love your lighting setup behind. Looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. With holiday cash flow tight for so many of us, you say there's a trusted feature on, or rather a new feature on a trusted app that might help people.
That's right. PayPal is an app that most Canadians know and trust, and they do have a new feature. It's called PayPal Pay in 4, which allows you to break down payments in 4 equal bi-weekly payments. And unlike other buy now, pay later services, PayPal Pay in 4 has no late fees and no interest charges. So that gives you predictable installments when holiday spending tends to spike. Now, to use PayPal Pay in 4, all you gotta do when you're making online purchases at millions of merchants such as Uniqlo, Gap, Sephora, and Hotels.com is choose PayPal. And what a lot of people don't realize is that PayPal has 24/7 fraud protection and purchase protection. So you can feel safe knowing that your information and your purchases are always protected.
Oh, that's a great option for people to be able to break up a large purchase. Very nice. Okay, what's your next go-to app that'll help people save some money?
You know what? If you're looking for that perfect holiday gift, or you're looking for the perfect sides to go with that 50 pounds of lobster you just want, Flip has you covered. They bring all the local grocery stores into the palm of your hand in app form. What I love about Flip is, like I said, it brings those local stores into your hand. So it's not whether it be a big box store or your local grocery store. You can find a perfect gift. You can plan your meals, your weekly groceries, everything, because you can see the weekly flyers. What I love about Flip also is that you can search for specific items. So whether you're looking for a prime rib, you can see whatever the lowest price is, and you can potentially price match with your local merchants. And finally, another feature that I quite enjoy is the list feature. So when you're going through the app, you circle the items you like, you can pile it in one list. So when you're at the grocery store, you always stick to that list. You don't want to be tempted to buy other things. I'm very guilty of that, especially at a certain wholesale store where I always end up with more in my cart than I need.
Oh my gosh, how many times have you gone into the store, bought a bunch of stuff, and then you leave and you realize you didn't even get the thing you meant to get in the first place?
I'm not admitting to that right now, so.
Oh my gosh, happens all the time. All right, many people will take a trip if they're lucky over the holidays, maybe into the new year. You've got an app that can help them save some money while abroad.
That's right. We talk about travel all the time. And I don't know about you, but I hate spending more than I have to when I travel. That's why I use Wise. It's one of the smartest and most transparent ways to send money abroad. With Wise, you can hold, send, or spend 40+ currencies. What a lot of people don't realize is that when you use your Canadian credit card abroad, you're charged foreign transaction fees of up to 3%. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it certainly adds up. With Wise, they're fully transparent. They always use the mid-market exchange rate with no hidden fees, so you always know exactly what you're paying. Plus, with Wise, you can actually request a debit card, which is similar to a debit card. It's called the Wise Card, and it allows you to pay in your local currencies because it's linked to your multi-currency account. You can also withdraw funds locally when abroad if you ever need cash. So if you want to learn more about how to save money when traveling, check out wise.com.
All right, Barry, that's super handy if you're traveling abroad for sure, because even in Europe, there can be many different currencies when you're going from place to place. So appreciate this.
No problem, anytime.
All right, that was Barry Choi, our consumer contributor. Now we're going to turn our attention over to Stephanie with a 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Crystal. In New Brunswick today, we'll get up to a high around 0 with those showers and flurries popping up. Low tonight, -17. Very, very cold, especially once you factor in that wind chill. Into Friday, lots of sunshine, though still on the colder side, getting up to a high of -8. Low tomorrow night of -16. Into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, temperatures around -4. For Nova Scotia, we'll see a high around 4 degrees today with those showers and flurries as well. Low tonight, -13. Again, feeling much cooler when you factor in that wind chill. Tomorrow, we're in for a cold but sunny day, high of -5. And into Saturday, cloudy with a high of -1. And for Prince Edward Island, we'll see showers or flurries today. Low tonight of -13. Tomorrow on the colder side with sunshine, high of -6. And -4 for Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us.
Still ahead on this Thursday, effortless holiday style. Fashion contributor Afia Francisco will join us for her picks for looking stylish and stylish gifts without all the stress. That's coming up in the last 30 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Thanks for being with us on this Thursday morning. It is 8:30 right now, and I'm excited to see that holiday shopping, holiday fashion, because it is so nice right now going to the store and there's all the sequins, there's bows. I love this time of year for fashion, the nice cardigans.
Totally. Well, the fun thing is Afia is actually going to be talking about taking your look from day to night. I know that we always...
It's back. It's Christmas party season, though, so it really makes sense.
Exactly. And I've always wanted to be able to take my look from day to night, so I'm excited to see how you can do it in 2025.
So exciting, too. I'm with you, too. I've been going through my closet because it's December, thinking, okay, where are all my beautiful winter Christmassy clothing with all the sequins, a little extra sparkle. Can't wait. Might need some extra layers, especially for later on today, especially tonight. It's going to get cold.
Yes, grab those cardigans, grab those sweaters, find your mittens if you haven't been able to, like me, because you may need them, especially as we head into the evening hours today. There's a live look at Bridgewater, Nova Scotia right now. Looks a little bit slick out there to start the day, but cloudy, and we're seeing that cloud cover pretty much all across the region this morning. Very cloudy to start the day. -2 right now in Halifax, -6 in Fredericton, -1 right now in Charlottetown, and -1 at this hour in St. John's. And yes, lots of cloud cover across the region today. We will eventually also see some flurries popping up, some showers as well. Those showers will eventually change over to some flurries, so we could see some slick and slippery conditions through the afternoon hours through parts of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. In terms of those winds, though, still on the calmer side this morning, which is a nice treat after those gusty winds yesterday, though we will see the winds picking up as we head into the afternoon today. Wind gusts at this hour, just 1 reporting right now at Yarmouth at 30 kilometers. Now, in terms of visibility, if you are getting ready to head to school or off to work, it is looking pretty good across the region right now. Again, still seeing some reduced visibility in the Edmundston area, but otherwise a good start to your day. That's a look at the forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. New this morning, you can expect to pay more for food next year.
And unfortunately, our forecast is not great. We're expecting price increases of anywhere between 4 to 6% in 2026. That's mainly due to meat prices.
According to Canada's Food Price Report, the price of food on average in 2026 will cost between 4 to 6% more. The increase means an average family of 4 could see their food bill rise by nearly $1,000 next year. The food forecast, led by Dalhousie's Agri-Food Analytics Lab, also expects prices at restaurants to rise to make up for lost revenue from declining alcohol sales. According to the report, some of the factors driving up food prices include issues like trade and climate change. There is a bit of relief. Dairy and bakery prices are forecast to remain stable. Back to the weather forecast. As Stephanie mentioned, icy cold weather is sweeping into parts of Atlantic Canada later today. This while other parts of the region still shaking off the effects from yesterday's nor'easter. Many drivers were stranded at the Cobequid Pass for nearly 7 hours yesterday as RCMP responded to multiple tractor trailers off the road in the area.
I've been driving for 8 years now, and I've never actually been in that situation where I had to sit that long alongside the road. 6 kilometers long, probably, just lined right up on the side of the highway, not even moving.
No reports of issues this morning. By yesterday afternoon, traffic was moving again. In Moncton, the fire department responded to numerous calls of vehicles off the road on the Trans-Canada Highway, but there were no serious injuries. Stephanie will have more details on that cold front moving in later today in her last look at the full forecast after our next break. Police in New Brunswick say a 46-year-old man is dead after a collision between an SUV and a transport truck in Dalhousie Junction. RCMP say the driver of an SUV is believed to have veered off over the center line on Route 11 on Monday. Police say the SUV then collided head-on with the transport truck. The driver, who was the only person in the SUV, died at the scene. The driver of the truck had minor injuries. A New Brunswick Green MLA says she has proof that politics has played a part in which ridings get more money for road work. Megan Minton released scores of documents dating back to 2018 obtained under an access to information request. Among them, information noting the riding of Shippagan, Lamec, Miscou got more than $200,000 in road work funding in 2019. At the time, the riding was represented by PC MLA Robert Gauvin. When he resigned from the cabinet in 2020, the budget dropped to $50,000.
I'm not the only New Brunswicker that had a feeling that things weren't fair, but now that we have the numbers, it's quite upsetting to see politics being played with people's safety.
Imagine my shock when I see that my predecessor, the minister before me, actually had $1 million, over $1 million in his county project money. I mean, that was just ridiculous to me, and it stood out like a sore thumb. And so I talked to staff and I said, we need to do something because this is going to come out.
The current interim PC leader says he believes the funding was based on need. A decades-old part of the NBX in Fredericton is coming down.
It is taking up space on the ground that is fairly valuable, and we can use it for other reasons during some of our larger outdoor events.
The executive director of the NBX says the organization is complying with an order from the city to take the grandstand down, citing safety concerns. The grandstand has been boarded off since 2017. Meantime, the property's future is still up in the air. In September, City Council voted to take control of the 30-acre property, stating the grounds were needed for housing and a new school. A long-standing lease between the city and NBX is set to expire in 2031. Finally, we now know what song Canadians listened to the most over this past year.
I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. How would you lay me down to the dead and buried?
Spotify revealed Canada's most streamed artists, songs, and albums of the year. Ordinary by Alex Warren was our top song. And Toronto's Drake taking the top artist spot, with Canadians The Weeknd and Tate McRae also making the top 10 as well. Oh, it is that time of year we're getting all the recaps of 2025.
And that's exciting. I was excited yesterday for Spotify Wrapped. No surprise, Taylor Swift was my number one.
Okay, it was Taylor Swift.
I haven't checked mine yet. I love that.
Top 1% of listeners, which, you know, sounds like a lot, but there's people who have like 0.000% of top listeners. So
wow. So you like the new album?
Loved it, and it only came out in October, so it was a short listening window. But I'm a year-round listener.
Oh my gosh, it's always Pitbull for me. It's like
I love that.
Well, we'll see if he makes it again for 2025.
Mr. Worldwide.
We're already thinking about 2026 around here.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a big dinner next year, and the headliners have been announced for the 2026 Desjardins Sports Charity Dinner in Halifax next April. Look who's coming. There it goes. Jays fans won't ever forget the Jose Bautista bat flip. He is coming to Halifax for the dinner that supports the Canadian Progress Club. Halifax Charities joining Joey Bats are a couple other familiar faces. Bret the Hitman Hart will also headline the dinner, which is big news for fans of pro wrestling. Hart was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. And newly inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, Jennifer Botterill will also take the stage on Thursday, April 16th. Botterill is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist and a 5-time world champion. She's also a sports broadcaster. So tickets for the 2026 Desjardins Sports Charity Dinner are on sale now. We have a link on our website if you want to find out more. It's a great night.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Hot ticket every year, but wow, I wonder how fast those tickets are going to go now.
Such a good lineup, and there's lots of good events still going on around the region. We'll take a look at our community calendar now. Come out and celebrate the beginning of winter at Uptown Sparkles in St. John. Tomorrow evening, there will be live music, cozy fire pits, marshmallow roasting, and more. At 6 p.m., there will also be a tree lighting. For more information, head to Uptown St. John's website. The 45th annual Surrey Christmas Parade takes place this Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. Head to Longworth Street to watch the start of the parade. It will end at the Eastern King Sportsplex. The theme this year is classic Christmas movies. To learn more, head to the town's Facebook page. And the Halifax Thunderbirds will kick off its 2025-26 National Lacrosse League season with a home opener tomorrow night at Scotiabank Centre. You can watch the Thunderbirds take on the Oshawa Firewolves. For tickets, head to their website. And if you have an upcoming event, flea market, community supper, we want to hear about it. We can't put every announcement on air, but we love to know what's going on. You can send an email to yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca.
Thanks so much for that, Steph. Okay, we're going to have another break, our second last break of the show on this Thursday, but please stay with us. Still ahead, we're talking about effortless holiday style. Ooh, is this a gift for someone else? Maybe it's a gift for you. We're going to get tips on stress-free festive dressing from our partner and style contributor, Afia Francisco. That's coming up.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It is 8:43 right now. There's a live look at McAdam, New Brunswick, where it is currently -3. You can see all that snow that has fallen recently, and we will still see a few more flurries there for today. Very similar conditions, though, across much of Atlantic Canada. Lots of flurries, lots of cloud cover for today. Though we will see a few showers popping up as well when the temperatures do rise above 0. Right now in Halifax, it's -2, -6 in Fredericton, -1 in Charlottetown, and -1 right now in St. John's. Still a number of statements, watches, and warnings in effect, so we'll dive right in there into Yarmouth and Digby counties. There is still a coastal flooding statement. This is for near high tide around 9:30 this morning. Some minor flooding is possible there. We also have a cold warning in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick for the overnight hours. Wind chills are expected between -30 to -33. A wind warning for Cape Breton. We'll see that for tomorrow, gusts up to 90 kilometers per hour. There is also a snow squall watch in effect for parts of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. That is for today into Friday afternoon. We could see up to 15 to 25 centimeters in the heaviest of that snowfall. And into Newfoundland and Labrador, there is a snowfall warning. That is for tomorrow, about 15 to 20 centimeters expected. A snow squall watch also in effect for some western coastal areas, about 10 to 15 centimeters expected there with some very gusty winds. And a wind warning in effect. That is for tomorrow as well. Winds from the northwest gusting between 80 and 100 kilometers per hour. As for that cloud cover and precipitation for today, so some flurries popping up for much of the region, some showers as well as we head into the afternoon hours. These showers will continue pushing across, and as the temperature falls, we'll see them changing back over to some flurries. So we could see some slick conditions through the afternoon commute, and then we'll begin to see that system clearing out though as we head toward midnight. In terms of that rainfall for today, just some trace amounts for the most part across the region, even into Newfoundland and Labrador for the most part. And we will see just some trace amounts of snowfall as well, again, because the system is mainly flurries. Again, some heavier snowfall, though, expected for parts of Cape Breton and into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well, where we are dealing with those watches and warnings. Temperatures for today in New Brunswick getting between -3 to +4, winds from the southwest at 20, gusting up to 40. For PEI today, highs between 2 and 4 degrees. Those winds from the south at 30, gusting up to 50. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, we'll see those highs between 3 and 6 degrees for today. Again, dropping down to very cold temperatures tonight and into Friday. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, highs today in that range between 4 and 7 degrees, with those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll see those highs between -9 all the way up to +1. We'll see periods of snow through Labrador today and some flurries popping up through Newfoundland with the sun breaking through at times. That's a look at the forecast. Now we'll head over to Crystal.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. It's 8:46, and the holidays can feel hectic. We're often running from one event to the next with no time to go home and change. And if that sounds like you, listen up. Our partner and livestock contributor, Afia Francisco, joins us to share how to transition an outfit from day to night and how to keep things a little simpler this holiday season. We're here for that, Afia. Good morning.
Good morning, Crystal. Right? That's the vibe this season. We're going to alleviate ourselves of unnecessary pressure.
All right. Love that. Okay. Well, many of us do get stuck figuring out how to move that outfit from day to night, but you've got some suggestions.
Yes. So I'm going to lean on my girl here. And what I'm going to suggest is that we're going to really lean into textures. So while there is some shimmer and shine here in the top, and there's a sweater on top of it as well, this is something that during the daytime, the cozy sweater, we're going to see it here. That is appropriate for daytime office, if you have a work lunch, keeping things pretty casual and simple. But then if you want to up-level it, then we have that tank top underneath and have still included the sweater as almost a skirt. But that just elevates it, and you can do a quick swap with a clutch and a shoe. But this is a way that just can see you through the day, because we're not going to feel the need to completely reinvent the wheel. We're going to have a few key pieces for the season, and that's what we're going to lean on.
Yeah, it looks really comfortable too. Great.
Yes.
Great choices.
That's part of it.
Okay, where do we go next?
So now we're going to move over to the Real Atlantic Superstore, because again, we're talking about ease. You can get everything there, whether you are planning to have people over, whether you're gifting. What I love about it as well is that regardless of cultural traditions, there's something there for everybody, similar to gift baskets. So this is something, Crystal, that's again taken the guesswork out of things. They've really done the heavy lifting, great value across the board. So I love this in terms of just delegating where you need to, not taking on more than you need to, and Real Atlantic Superstore is helping us to do that.
Yeah, that's a lovely gift basket. Lots of great choices there. Okay, this is fun. Where are we going next?
We're heading over to our friends at Marshall's, because we know that they have the best things for best prices as well. I'm thinking luxury items like cashmere sweaters, things that are really luxe and high end, things that are going to continue to get used throughout the entire season, but don't have that luxurious price tag associated with it. This is one, Crystal, that is a beautiful giftable idea, whether it's for yourself or somebody else. I also like the idea of moments of calm throughout the season. So whether it's a body scrub like we're seeing here, the teas of the world that we saw before, hot stones, I'm really trying to inject those moments of just like, exhale and calm for everybody. And as they get that throughout the season, they'll think of you and I think appreciate that kind of rewarded time off that has given them permission to do so.
And I see that you've got the little collections of teas and the body scrubs and such. They are so beautifully packaged, so that saves you an effort too, because you basically just stick a bow on it and you're good to go.
You absolutely said it. And this is what I'm going to suggest, Crystal. Like, I think at this time of year, we kind of go outside of ourselves, whether we think that we have to dress differently than we typically do using unusual color combinations, or we have to host to a degree that we don't often like to. If you're into the Martha Stewart vibe, you're going to love it, and that will bring you joy. But if that seems like anxiety producing, then I suggest like alleviate yourself of that unnecessary stress. Let's do things like a potluck, lean into gift baskets, prepared foods, items that are already packaged for you. There are ways to allow yourself to enjoy the season and not feel totally overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's great advice. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Afia.
Thanks so much, Crystal. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. That was our partner and livestock contributor, Afia Francisco. It is now almost 8:50. We'll take a little break and be back to hear about your favorite childhood toys right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. This is a time where we share your texts that you sent to us to the Move Morning Chat. We're talking about the Christmas gift that you received as a child that you remember the most. So we're starting with Michael from New Edinburgh, Nova Scotia. My all-time best toys as a kid were electric trains. I would spend hours of playtime building towns and moving all that freight, even combining our sets.
That's a good one.
So fun.
Oh, classic. Amber from Halifax says, my Christmas toy that stands out was my Cabbage Patch doll from my nanny and my homemade Grumpy Bear Care Bear. Now, sadly, they were both still around until about 5 years ago when they were lost in a house fire at her sister's house.
No.
She said she got them when I was about 9 or 10, and I'm 51 today.
Oh, what great memories. At least you have the memories.
At least you have the memories. That's the most powerful part. April also was on the Cabbage Patch doll train. She said, one Christmas I remember is my Cabbage Patch doll. I still have her. Tried giving my daughter 1 year later, but she was not impressed. It's a sign of the times, isn't it? John from Fredericton says, a tabletop hockey game.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good one.
Yeah, I wonder if John still has that. That's pretty cool. Noella says, as a child in the 70s, my favorite toy as a kid was a typewriter. I would spend hours just clicking and clacking.
Oh my gosh, you're a child after my own heart.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Click, 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 click. So thank you to our viewers who took the time to send us a text and share their memories.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to share mine. So I've got some photos, some photographic evidence of my favorite toys. Okay, this is me. This is basically the day my life peaked before my siblings were born, so I got a lot of stuff. I still have that merry-go-round, too. I was going to bring it in today because it's really, really fun. Anyway, there's me. And then there's me. Guess what I got? A Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh,
That's
my
perfect.
gosh.
Yes.
Did everyone have that couch, too?
I know. That couch, the fake brick wall. My mom still puts those decorations out that are on that lobster trap table, which was a gift from someone from the East Coast back in the day.
Oh, my gosh. A lobster trap table?
Oh, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I guess it was a harbinger that I'd move out here when I got a little bit older. What about you? What was your favorite toy?
My favorite that I got on Christmas was a Barbie dream house with a working elevator.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So it like opened up, it was huge, and then it was a battery powered elevator that took the biggest batteries you could imagine, and I think so many of them, and it was the greatest gift ever. I loved it. It's just a big pink Barbie house.
Oh my gosh, those were huge.
Amazing.
Like, because the Barbie itself is pretty tall. Like, it was.
Oh, this one was like for just like a standard sized Barbie. So it was like probably like knee height.
Oh, was it? Yeah, but that house had to have at least 2 floors.
Oh yeah, it was 2 stories.
Yeah, 2 stories.
Beautiful balcony on it.
On a great
got
property.
a little car to go along with it.
Oh my goodness.
Park in the driveway.
Oh my gosh, just imagine how many memories the kids nowadays are going to get with whatever they get this holiday
So
season.
fun.
Oh my gosh, it's
so
fun.
Okay, I love this talking about toys. Yours was, remind us what yours was?
Mine was 1995. It was Cinderella's Enchanted Castle.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Holly Dow. Oh my gosh, my mom still has it.
All right, here's a fun one. All right, what do you get? This is going to be our little chat right now. Okay, are we going to do a little chat right now? Are we going somewhere? Oh, this is for you, Amanda. It's a reminder.
A present for me?
Yeah, it is. Is it for you? Are you Team Alphaba or Team Glinda? It's
Oh my God, it's hard to pick.
Exactly. Well, you don't have to pick. Check this out.
Alphaba, Glinda. Alphaba, Glinda. I'm a witch. And I'm a witch. But which is which? Well, here's the sitch. We were roommates back at school.
Oh my God.
Cool. We were
There you go.
strangers, that's no
So
lie.
this is pretty amazing. Like, it's hard to believe this is just her makeup.
For every quiz. While Glinda
I don't want it.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like I can't look away.
I know.
So bizarre.
Right?
I'm a talented person, but that's the internet for you.
There you go.
Okay, we hope you join us on the show tomorrow, 6 a.m. We'll have the Salvation Army on, talk about Christmas daddies. Have a great day.
Have a great one.